The lost episode of Family Guy, Dead Air. The episode kicks off with a classic setup. The Griffin family is gathered in the living room for a night of TV, but the routine is shattered when the screen abruptly cuts to black, followed by an ear-splitting blast of white noise so intense that Brian drops his martini in shock. While Lois immediately nags Peter about unpaid cable bills, Peter reveals the stupidity behind the situation. He actually bought this television for $1 at the estate sale of a creepy old hermit who died under mysterious circumstances just last week. As the static clears, the image on the screen resolves into something deeply unsettling. It's a live feed of their own living room, but it's grainy, black and white, and shot from a high, impossible angle, like a security camera. Suddenly, the on-screen kitchen door opens, and Peter walks out. But it's not their Peter. This anti-Peter has hollow black voids for eyes and a frozen, unnaturally wide rictus grin. The entity on the screen slowly turns its head, looking directly out of the television and locking eyes with the real family. The real Peter tries to crack a joke to break the tension, but the screen monster slowly raises a hand and points a finger directly at Meg. In that exact second, the entire house plunges into darkness. When the lights flicker back on, the spot on the couch where Meg was sitting is empty. Brian notes the air smells like ozone, and Stewie is the first to spot the horror. Meg is now trapped inside the television. She's silently pounding on the glass from the other side, trapped in a warped, pulsating nightmare version of their home. Panic sets in. Peter decides to fix things with his trademark percussive maintenance and smashes his fist onto the top of the TV set. Instead of fixing it, the machine arcs with electricity and fires a bolt of energy that zaps Chris. In a flash of light, Chris vanishes from the room and reappears on the screen next to a terrified Meg. The remaining survivors, Peter, Lois, Stewie, and Brian, retreat and barricade themselves in the kitchen. Stewie quickly deduces what's happening. The TV is a portal to a dimension of eternal suffering that feeds on the family's idiocy, and Peter is acting as its primary battery. Their strategy session is interrupted by a terrifying sound from the other side of the kitchen door. A distorted, metallic voice croaks out a glitched, giggity-giggity-goo, sounding like grinding gears. The door is ripped off its hinges, revealing a monstrosity. It's Quagmire, but transformed into a techno-horror abomination. His body is a tangled mass of rusted cables and wires, and replaced his head is an old CRT monitor broadcasting a giant, leering eye. The techno-Quagmire extends its wire tentacles toward Lois. Peter, offended that someone else is trying to grope his wife on a weeknight, grabs a toaster for self-defense. The family charges past the monster, making a break for the living room. On the main screen, they see the cartoon versions of Chris and Meg running through a labyrinth of VHS tapes, chased by the giant, black-eyed anti-Peter. Stewie barks out the plan. Brian needs to distract the Quagmire beast. Brian reluctantly starts a dry, pointless political debate with the monster, which confuses the creature just long enough for it to pause. Seizing the moment, Peter lets out a ridiculous battle cry and jams the plugged-in toaster directly into the center of the cursed TV screen. A massive explosion rocks the room. The glass shatters, and a vortex of blue energy spits Chris and Meg back onto the living room rug, covered in some kind of interdimensional ectoplasm. The techno-Quagmire behind them crumbles into a pile of harmless scrap metal. The lights stabilize. The family is reunited, though the kids are clearly traumatized. Peter wraps things up with a completely nonsensical moral about the dangers of buying used electronics. The episode ends on a lingering shot of the family sitting on the couch in total silence, just staring blankly at the empty wall where the TV used to be. The camera pulls back for an exterior shot of the Griffin house. For a split second, the entire house glitches out into static noise, and the audience hears the faint sinister laugh of the black-eyed Peter before the screen cuts to black.